I think this e-course will be very valuable to lawyers that are new to this area because privacy is a topic that is hot and is never going to go away. You're going to discover, as you deal with your clients more and more, privacy is on their mind. It's in the media, it's in the minds of your customers, and you have to be able to understand the basics of privacy law so that you can answer your clients' questions no matter what type of practice is your base practice. One lesson I wish I had learned earlier in my career is not being afraid to ask clients questions when they call you, particularly in asking about breach questions. So I think as a young lawyer, you may not want to ask the client a lot of questions because it's almost embarrassing, or you think it's embarrassing to ask them what they did wrong, or why did you let that happen? Is the tone you're worried about taking. But when you're talking about a privacy breach, you really need to understand as much of the details as possible so that you can best advise the client on what makes sense in terms of their next steps. One important tip that I would give to lawyers about privacy law is really don't be afraid of it. I think when we hear privacy and personal information, we tend to close up and get a little afraid of it. Because personal information is so important to us and to our colleagues and customers, we think of it as a scary topic, when really privacy law has some very fundamental concepts that, as practicing lawyers, we are already very familiar with. While you do have to look into the details when a question arises of what is the applicable law, what is the test we have to meet, etc., using your gut reaction and best judgment when a client calls with a frantic question is probably going to be the right answer.